Maggie, and I'm going to get started. How's that? Okay, so this morning, you know, you think that people who know me would know me and what I do. But so hopefully the two people this morning don't go running and screaming out of here, and hopefully they'll still love me after this. But I do want to say that I just feel so blessed this morning to have my sister-in-law, Gail, right there, Bruce's sister, and my sister Janice this morning. Very, very nice. Yeah, that's so nice. It's nice when family really wants to come to your church. Okay, well, Gail's visiting. She didn't have a lot of choice.
As long as you don't make them stand up in front of everybody.
I know, yeah. That'd be a deal breaker, wouldn't it? Okay, so let's take a nice deep breath. And let's raise the energy just a little bit more in this room. And imagine a gorgeous circle of light all around us. And in this light are all of the teachers and all the ascended masters and the angels, all of the ones, the guardians, the guides, everyone that we need to be with us this morning to help us raise the vibration, to keep us heart-centered. And we just thank you, Spirit. We thank you for the chance to have the physical experience as we learn about Billy Fingers. And we're inviting Billy Fingers this morning from the other side to come be here and to make us aware that we are so eternal, that we are not limited. There's nothing that can stand in our way because we are God experiencing itself in the physical form. And we just appreciate that this morning, the opportunity for souls who are aware of this to get together and to have celebration. Thank you to each of you who are keeping your hearts open and your minds open and your ears open this morning. And we're going to say amen with a nice deep breath. Amen. So it is. Space. I'm going to ask you to do this like it's something new. Go ahead and put it between your hands. Start building that energy. How can you not feel abundant when spring is just blossoming everywhere? Abundance of time. Anybody feel a little squished about time this morning? You have all the time you need. You have all the money you need. You have everything you need. Hold that between your hands. And I want you to say to yourself silently, I am abundant. I have all the time I need, all the money I need, all the love I need, all the opportunity I need. Everything is within me. And Sacred Space has everything it needs. It has all the money it needs. It has all the love it needs, all the talent it needs, all the time it needs. It has everything, and so do you. Bless that. So it is. Okay, so we have some things coming up. Today, let's see, we have the Kabbalah of Freedom and Healing with Rabbi Jonathan Seidel, and that has been changed a little bit. It is going to start at 2, but it will go till 7 instead of 8. I think there'll be a little dinner break in there, and instead of $40, it'll be $20, I hear. So that's going to be happening upstairs, a wonderful opportunity. It's a deeper look from a Jewish perspective about Easter and Passover and affirming our deep soul connection with text from the mystery school and sacred chant in Hebrew and Aramaic and Kirtan and guided meditation. So, you know, he's kind of mixing it all up, and yeah. And he's just delightful. He's a wild rabbi. So, I'm just saying. And then Tuesday, we have Dances of Universal Peace with Stephen Pierce leading that. And that, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's going to be Tuesday, April 8th from 7 to 9 p.m. and that's here. So if you have not, I really want to encourage you, really, really, we were talking about this the other day. Remember those of you who went to retreat last summer were like, oh yeah, love and dances of universal peace. And then we're like, oh God, okay, when am I going to find the time? I'm urging you to find the time. Come back and experience that and be in community. It's a very deep experience. And Stephen, boy, has a lovely voice, and it's just such a sacred journey. And so if you're like, yeah, but I can't dance, okay, it's very guided movements. It's not like you have to do a waltz or anything, okay? So I'm just saying it's...
Not going to do the Macarena?
Well, we do the Macarena, but no. And so, you know, just come and experience that. And so, and we do encourage a love donation of what, $10 is it, or $10, $15, something like that if you can.
Yeah, anything is fine. Just being here is the most important thing. So.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay, and then Saturday, April 12th, we have two things going on. Here from 10 to 4 p.m., we have the Heartfulness Retreat with Lama Tsering. And Carrie is kind of heading that up. So here's what it says. Experience the sweet, gentle energy. And I hear he's really sweet. Of Lama Tsering as he guides us in an open heart meditative practice. It's only $40 and no one will be turned away. If you are called to this potentially life-changing event, you will experience silent and guided meditation, movement and music, and sharing in addition to the teachings. So, you know, I think CFIA, Center for Inner Awareness and Sacred Space, has just been really blessed with calling in some of these really wonderful souls who, and I just really urge you to take advantage of their presence here. The rabbi, he has a PhD from Cambridge. You know, he's an adjunct professor of OSU. And then Lama Tsering, I mean, my goodness, his curriculum vitae, his list is just like, my God. So, you know, we're really blessed to have the experience. And then the same day, from 10 to 1 p.m., is vision boarding with Deb Kovac. And that is going to be a profound experience as well. So it offers a powerful tool to awaken you to the life of dreams and desires by helping you create a deeply personal vision board. $8 each, or two for $15. And so your sign-ups end on the 11th, is that correct? So get with Deb, and you know, if you want to manifest something for 2014, I'm going to tell you, a vision board is the way to go. It, you know, I have seen this done for years, and there's no deeper way to manifest than doing a vision board. It's right in front of you. You're putting your heart and soul out there. It's an amazing experience. And then it's always fun when I hear people like, yeah, hey, I got it, I did it. So, you know, like, yeah, it was on your vision board, huh? Yeah. So come in and experience those. Okay.
Can I have a real quick question?
Yes.
There's a board, I brought mine that was a few years ago that's right outside the door. And
Thank you.
Almost every single thing on that board has happened.
Yep.
You know, you can see where I'm on a scale, I'm doing exercises, I'm dancing on tables, okay, just saying. So look at the board because it's all happened, and it does say, you know, watch out, the elves are coming, so just saying. So it's right out the door, and so that's, everything that was on that board has pretty much manifested for me, so.
That's awesome.
Just how powerful.
So it's time for a new board.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and you know, the material, it just covers the materials, because
Yeah,
Deb's
and
not
come.
making anything off of that, and
Come
see
if
if I
you can't
isn't
afford it,
do that,
just
so
come anyway.
just come. Okay, so thank you, and now we have special music with the music team called Shine.
I want to talk first, though, I'm sorry.
Oh, please do.
Well, you know, I was sitting here listening to Patricia talk about what's going on here. I mean, and that's just this week. I mean, we've barely opened the doors.
January.
And it is just awesome to me that here we are, just barely 3 months in, and we have activities going on that I remember having the opportunity to choose from 20, 30 years ago when I was active in a New Thought church. So I think this is pretty exciting. Oh my gosh, that we have all these amazing things happening that we can choose from already to go to and to continue, you know, just expanding and growing. I think it's just amazing, excited. Yeah, it's just awesome. So thank you, you know,
Yeah,
and thank you
thank you,
everybody
Patricia.
that's continuing to
Yeah.
do this. It's you choose.
Exactly.
All right, so we're gonna sing a little song called Shine. Wherever we might be headed, wherever the road may lead, the only thing standing in our way are the fears and the doubts that bind us, the lies and the guilt that bind us, the shadows from our yesterdays. If I can just let go, let the love and joy just fill my soul, for I have wings so I can fly. I don't have to be afraid to let my light shine. Some of us have a story that we can just let go, so that we can shine our joy and light. And everyone has a purpose, everyone is the one to be the love and peace on earth. And we can just let go, let the love and joy just fill our soul, for we have wings and we can fly, and we don't have to be afraid to let our light shine. We're here to have it all, to live in joy and hear the call. And it is not too late, it's not till everybody's paid. So get ready to receive and let yourself be free, and just let go, let the love and joy just fill our soul, for we have wings and we can fly. We don't have to be afraid to let our light shine. Just let it shine. Just let it shine. Let it shine. Just let it shine. Let it shine.
Rebecca, is that one of yours?
Yes, it is.
You're so talented, all of you. I want to, while we're just making room on the stage, I want to say thank you this morning to our healers, Philip Y., Carolyn Mayer, and Amelia Cohn. So we do that from 10:15 to 10:45 every Sunday now upstairs. So if you do a healing modality like Reiki or whatever you do, feel free to be a giver or a receiver. It's a really profound way to start your days. So, Sunday. Okay. Becoming the universe. That's kind of a tall order this morning, isn't it? So, how many of you know about this book? Okay. How many of you have read this book, The Afterlife of Billy Fingers? Okay. So, The Afterlife of Billy Fingers is a true story. Billy was a drug addict, and he got hit by a car. And his sister just like, she had tried to help him his whole life, and he'd went into rehab, and he'd done fairly well for a while, and then he kind of cycled back. And then after he died, it was a couple of months or so after he died, he made connection with her. And his book is his conversations with Annie Kagan, his sister. I talked to, I Facebooked her the other day and said, hey, you're ever going to come out to Oregon? And she said, no, she's not traveling for the book right now, but if she does, she said, yeah, Patricia, I'll get a hold of you and I'd love to come out. I said, well, we've got a team out here that just loves Billy and you. So I'm going to read a little bit from the book this morning a couple of times. And this chapter is called Becoming the Universe. So he's talking to Annie and he says, after you die, you spend a lot of time, solo time, exploring yourself as a universe. Do you believe that? You are the universe. But society teaches you different. Society teaches you limitations. Believe me, Annie, everything you ever need is already inside you. And who you really are is far beyond your comprehension. That's why being squeezed into the human experience can be painful at times. It was for me. And then he goes on to say, he said, he's talking about the higher beings that is around him. And he says, what I can say is that the higher beings seem to be particular attributes of the divine presence. This presence, the limitless light that fills the universe everywhere, its personality contains every good quality imaginable. Perfect wisdom? Yes. Tender compassion? Of course. All-encompassing love? Definitely. Whatever qualities come under the heading of benevolence, that virtue is right there in the light. It's different with these higher beings. They're more specific, more personal, like the divine presence is focused through a prism. I just really like that. And the colored rays that come through the prism, these are the higher beings. And one more. The thing about becoming the universe is, and I'm going to say this, but the words aren't really going to do it justice. The more I let go of my so-called self, the better I feel. As I blend more and more into the universal energy, I think, this is it. I'm going to lose myself. But it feels so good, I don't care. So I let go and blend. Wow. Huh? What do you think about that? I like that too, Beth. I like that too. Why do you like it? It does feel good, doesn't it? It makes you feel good inside, kind of like tingly, huh? Yeah. So that's what it's like. You notice when you have your particular experience, oh, whatever that is, the days you don't love yourself, the days you don't love your finances, the days you don't love your partner, the days that you don't love your job, those are particular experiences. Think about Billy, drug addict. That's a real particular experience. That's kind of like, you ever see the movie Groundhog Day? Okay, you know, an addict, any addiction. You go to bed, you get up, and you think, I'm going to do better. Any addiction, I'm going to do better. And then it's like the same day all over again. And you get in that cycle. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better. And then something triggers, either this lifetime or the next. I'm going to read a little bit about, choosing paths. It's kind of amazing. What if you truly, truly, truly believed you were unlimited? What would your life look like? Give me 2 people today that want to dream with me. Okay and okay. Oh, I'm going to take 3. Tara. And 4. Okay, Tara. I didn't plan this, Spirit comes in and just takes over. Tara, tell me what it looks like.
To dream?
Tell me what your life looks like if you were going to dream today.
Oh, I would have abundance of finances, joy, and time to spend in joy.
Okay.
Less time spent in other activities that don't bring me joy.
Finances and joy and time to spend with the finances and joy, right? And less time spent with other things. Okay. Who was over here? Was it Beth?
Mine would be to be able to give the gift of to all of the people that are unaware that they have a choice, and to be able to go to the places that I desire without any compunction as far as money or abundance or anything. I just want to be in the world and share as much as I can with as many as I can. And
Okay.
so that includes travel, cruise ships,
Dancing on tables.
dancing on tables, beautiful places, beautiful people.
Sharing with people to to give them the ability to have the awareness. And then I'm hearing, traveling and doing whatever you want in an unlimited way, right? Okay. Carolyn.
Abundance is the word that Tara said in everything, in love, health, relationships, finances, being able to just step out of myself and be me, be part of the universe and blend. I love that.
Yes. Okay, so I think we all heard Carolyn. Donna, were you the one over here?
I was.
Okay.
Mine is to be a master healer and teacher, inspiring the world to be filled with peace and love and reconnect with the divine.
Thank you. Okay, see, whenever I do this, now I'm going to cry in front of my sisters. Jeez.
So that's never happened.
Because this is the first time, right? Today.
You're the present.
That's right.
What would you do?
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I'm going to continue to do it. The thing that I would like is I have a belief that I'm limited on time. And sometimes I would be really honest with you. As a minister and a counselor and a healer, no, this made me cry. I give a lot of my time and my resources out. And I feel guilty sometimes that my own family doesn't get what they need from me. I get calls till sometimes late at night. And so, I'm starting to draw that in. We're homeschooling Michael. I'm homeschooling Michael. I'm having an adventure with Michael. Thank you for that, son. And, so I'm setting some boundaries of what I can do. And, but otherwise, I'm doing it. Because I don't know the word can't. I don't need to know the how, see? That's the thing. That's what we get hooked up on. We think we need to know the how. I just have the vision. I mean, when I left Home Center, and we did, and God bless for that experience. What a beautiful experience. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have the experience with the Home Center. And then we started on our driveway. Hello. Okay. How crazy is that? And then, I called, we were doing Fridays, and I called Rebecca up. Bruce was out of town. Steve was out of town. Rebecca, you want to do this full time? What did Rebecca say to me? What do you think she said?
About time.
That's right. It's about time. Really? Okay, that is taking it.
I've been waiting a long time for you to catch up.
That's taking it. I didn't know the how. We didn't even have a place. We didn't have a place. We said, we have a date. We have a date when we're going to open, and the place is going to show up. And that's what happens. So here's the hard question that brings me to my knees when I have to ask you this. To the 4 people and everybody who maybe wanted to raise their hand this morning and didn't, what is stopping you? Why aren't you there now? That's not a condemnation, right? Go ahead, Donna.
Well, I know it's because I am in the place where I feel like I have to know the how,
Yes,
right?
that's
And,
exactly what it is.
and even though I'm relying on God, I believe that God needs to tell me how, rather than allowing the how to unfold and then just God telling me, okay, now.
Yes. So that's the thing. That's the answer right there. You are waiting for the how, or you want to know the how. That is not your business. How's that? The how is not your business, right? That's divine work. That is not your business. What is your business to do is to get your dream off of the table and into a three-dimensional reality. And what I mean by that is you got to get it out of your head and into some action, right? Now, you might like to say acting as if. Okay, that's fine if you want to act as if. I don't like fake it till you make it. I don't know why I don't like that. Because it's like I don't need to fake anything. All right, I'm just going to make it. That I know. Everything I do, and there's no arrogance in what I'm saying here. As long as I'm staying heart-centered and in my spiritual integrity, there's nothing that I can't do. And, you know, I'm not asking you to do anything I'm not willing to do myself. I take a lot of chances. A lot of chances. But I don't know what chances are either. Because, you know what? I am the universe. So are you. Right? Why would you be a little speck when you're the whole galaxy? Why wouldn't you let your light shine? Because you need to know the how, not your business. It's not your business to know the how. Just do it. Just do it. You have a dream. Be abundant. Have a loving relationship. Don't be corralled in by your job. You say, I have these many skills. What can I do? What do you want to do? Well, I want to dance on tables. Well, do it. Right? Do it. If that's what you want to do it. Don't be limited by your checkbook. Those are numbers, and that's a belief system. Sometimes I don't know how to really, get it from here out to there to get you to be with me here and say, I'm gonna do it. Maybe we're gonna say it. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do it. Right? One more time. I'm gonna do it. Does that make you feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, huh? It makes you feel so good.
Can we take it one more step?
Yeah.
Done it.
But-
Say, I'm doing it.
Ah.
I'm doing
it.
Okay.
Doing it.
I'm doing it.
I'm
Doing it. One more time. I'm doing it. You are doing it. You're doing it by showing up for yourself every day. It is 11:35. You could be having lunch somewhere. You could be in bed. You could be having coffee, reading a book. Where are you at? You're here. Right? Not that this is the only here to be. But, you're showing up. You're showing up and expanding your mind and expanding your heart. And said, I'm doing it. And that's the thing. Maybe you aren't noticing that you're doing it. You're doing it when you're not thinking about it. Have you thought about that? You're like, oh, that's confusing. You're doing it all the time. Now, here's the thing that I put on Facebook. And so just so that, Spirit, I don't lose my way with this. I said, what if we were in a different paradigm? What if it's not about learning? What if you're not here to learn anything? What if you're here just simply to experience?
Don't tell me that now.
It's never too late. You're doing it. Yeah, I know. What if you're not learning anything? What if you're just experiencing? You see that kind of a strange paradigm? What if we told our kids, not what did you learn today in school, but what did you experience today? Right? That's a whole different paradigm. That gives me chills. Learning means like, hey, we got to smarten you up, right? That's coming from a really weird place when we say we're everything we need. Look, either you're the universe or you're not. Either you are God experiencing itself or you're not. I mean, can God get smarter? But God can experience a myriad of things. All the different personalities, all the different lives in this room. That's an experience. Yeah, go ahead, Tara.
So then why do I keep experiencing displeasure? I need to stop that.
Well, you don't need to stop it.
I
right?
do.
But that's the thing, you don't need to do anything. See, if you are noticing something in an experience, right, and not trying to learn to get away from displeasure, then you can look at displeasure and go, that's interesting. Now I'd like to choose something different, right? You can be at choice when you come from that sort of paradigm. When you're learning, you're like, well, when I get to 8th grade, I'll be cool, but right now I'm in kindergarten, so I don't know enough, right? So I'm just gonna make these same choices until I get to the 8th grade. That's what I'm saying. So think about, I'm just gonna ask you just really briefly to close your eyes, and you don't need to go totally back to a time, but think, and we're not doing a meditation, we're just doing a little exercise here. Think about a time, and it can be anything in your life, where it was really big. You know, whether it's the first love, the first time you drove a car, the first time you danced, whatever it is. Now, I want you to, in your mind, go, I learned, and stop there. Just notice the energy. I learned from that experience. Okay, nice deep breath. Now notice this, and notice if it's different for you. From that experience, or from that time, I experienced. Do you notice that the vibration's just a little higher? You notice that? It raises up. You can open your eyes now. It raises up. Learning is a burden. You are not a burden carrier. You are a choice maker. Let me read you this from Billy Fingers. This is really amazing. I love this. So there's a point, you know, when he's talking about, you know, he's reviewing his life. Got the whole life review thing going on. And it's real different than what you think. He says, so he's talking about this hologram. He's in this like hologram, and he's just seeing his life kind of go around him. And there's a sort of detachment on a soul level. It's like, wow, that's really interesting. And he says to Annie, well, guess what? My hologram is expandable. I can live out the life those what ifs would have brought me to. You know, so all the possibilities, he could have lived those. And he said, I can follow all the different paths I didn't take when I was alive and see how they would have turned out. What's surprising, though, is that it doesn't seem like one way is more valuable than any other. I don't have a preference. It's all fascinating, and I have no regrets. Wow. Is that is just monumental. Right? Like, okay, you know, some of you know that that I had a forgivable loan to do a PhD. I could have done a PhD in religious studies at Claremont. Or I could be here. It wouldn't have mattered. I thought it mattered a whole lot when I was younger. It doesn't matter. You know, who you married. Is that weird? It's an experience. Because here's the thing. You can have a love of your life, Bruce Roller.
Okay.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like, what am I really saying here? I'm saying you can't get it wrong. I always say that, don't I? And then what else do I say? You can't get it right. Right? Because that's a duality. When you're in that place, you set up a duality. You have all these possibilities. Today, you might be like, I want to be more abundant. Well, then do it. Choose the other thing, right? Do that. Be abundant. I don't want to be in this job. Well, do that. Don't be in that job. Right now, I'm not suggesting that you go and go, oh, Patricia, I'm having a little problem here because, like, I thought maybe I should just quit my job, and I didn't. Now it's not looking so good for me.
At least
Okay.
my husband's here listening to you say that I didn't quit my job.
God bless Patricia. Last time we go to Sacred Space. I'm saying that you have a belief system. You think that you're not abundant, you think that you're in jobs or relationships or whatever, and you are at choice to believe something else. And when you get in that alignment, you start to have a different experience. And then your vision, because see, you've had this like little tunnel vision, right? The one that makes it painful. And then all of a sudden it goes, and everything's open. And you're not learning anything. You're experiencing everything. Did you know there was a time when I was so terrified of public speaking? Can you, yeah? So terrified. And it wasn't that long ago. How many of you know Monica? Monica Herrera. Dave's like, I know her. Okay, so I used to be her manager at the state, and we would go out and do this stuff, and I'd be like, oh, gosh, maybe you better speak.
Really?
Yeah, really, really, really. And then when I was at the home sitter, I had a whole summer of hell. Jay decided that, hey, wouldn't it be great if you did Sunday evening service? Are you kidding me? Really? I'm just in the ministerial school. Who in the heck? I don't want to be a minister. That was the worst summer of my life. I hated Sundays. I hated Sunday nights. It's the first time in my life I hated weekends, right? At the same time, you know, our dad was dying, and, you know, and Mom wasn't doing so good. I'm like, I have the worst life ever. And then, you know what? And then people weren't showing up. Come on. I have to give a Sunday service and there's 2 people out there and Jay's one of them. Are you kidding me? Come on. Oh. And he groomed me, and I didn't know what that was. And then there was a very holy, blessed day in August when he says, I think we're done with Sunday nights. I'm like, thank you, God. And then a really weird thing happened. That was August. September, right? I had all that fear. In September, he asked, you want to do a Wednesday service? I said, sure. What? And I never looked back. What happened? What happened, right? It's like I decided to have a different experience. In some ways, I had to go through that experience to realize, look, it doesn't get worse than that. So everything's uphill from there. So wherever you're at, if you think it's bad, okay. Now it can be good. But bad is good too. It's just an experience. When you judge those things in your life, then you're always striving for something else instead of being in the present moment and experiencing what you're experiencing. You don't need to learn anything. You need to experience. You don't need to. You don't have to. You can learn all you want. But I'm just saying, it's a higher vibration to experience. Now I've got to write another book. My first book is the Earth School Manual. Not so much. It's got a lot of good stuff in that, but you know, I mean, that's the thing. It's always about checking in with yourself and seeing what you're learning, seeing what your belief systems are. Steve Delker asked me this morning, he's reading the Urantia book, and he says, you know, he said, you know, do you believe that's what's in there? I said, some of it. And the question comes up, well, whose belief is right and whose belief is wrong? Nobody's. The church down the street, right? The people who believe in hell. They're not wrong. They believe it. They're going to have an experience of it, you know? And it's okay in heaven, and the streets paved with gold. We're eternal. We can have all the experiences we want. And then when we're done with that, just like whatever the pain is, we can have a different one. Who knows, next lifetime you might be sitting in that church. Or not. But you know what I'm saying? It's like there's nothing wrong here. You cannot get it wrong. And it's not about getting it wrong or right. It's not about learning. Because learning means that maybe you don't make the mark. Right? It's about experiencing. And like Billy said, if you believe in reincarnation and you believe in the afterlife, there's all those possibilities. And you could go down any one of those roads. And they look wonderful, and they look exciting, or not. And you realize it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not about a specific path. It's just about experiencing. Now, here's the key. Because there is a key. I think there's a key. One word. What do you think it is? Love. Right? It's about love. When you can stay in your heart center, when you can stay in your heart center and experiencing everything from love, then you're with your God self. That's what all the Ascended Masters teach. Doesn't matter what tradition. It's about being love. And I wrote this down because I want to say it verbatim because it was just like, Because I want you to just think about this for a minute. Okay, let's imagine tomorrow morning. You with me? So, what would it be like if you woke up tomorrow morning so in love with you that it was the deepest love affair you ever experienced? Whew. If you're not in a deep love affair right now, you may have had one. What if you woke up tomorrow morning so in love with you that it was the deepest love affair you ever experienced? What if you realized all you need is already within you and always has been? You'd start your day differently, wouldn't you? Right? You wouldn't try to fix anything. You would see the opportunities around you that you may have been missing. And you'd be seeing the world through the eyes of God. Do some of you remember what it was like when you fell in love? I mean, it's like that kind of goose pimply kind of, oh my God. Right? All of your friends are like, he or she has lost their mind. Nobody can talk to them. It's all about me, 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 me. Right? This other person, you've had a lot of interest in your life, and all of a sudden you only have one. And it's the person you're in love with. You have that? Some of you ever have that? I have that. 28 years I have that. I have to bring my focus back sometimes, but I have that. He still makes my heart go pitter-patter. Here's the thing. What if that were you? What if you felt that way about you? You woke up and you're like, oh my God, I love me. Oh my God, I am just the best. Just the best. Love, love, love me.
No one loves me like you love me.
Love the way that I lay here. Love the way my legs look. Just want to wrap my own legs around my own legs. Right? That's joyful, isn't it? That's joyful. Wake up and you're like, oh my God, I woke up to me this morning. How lucky am I? That's me. Me. I'm loving me. Deepest love affair you ever had should be with yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
We forget that though.
We forget that.
We forget that.
But listen, as long as Bruce and I have been together, and some of you have been there too, right? In long-term relationships, you forget that too. You forget that your partner is why they're your partner, right? Some days you're like, what? You live in this house? I think you should live somewhere else. That's the way that goes sometimes, right? Yeah. Yeah, because I'm okay. It's all about you. You are having the problem today. So that's what I'm saying, you know. We forget it even in our outer relationships. So, yes, we forget it in ourselves. And maybe that's hard for you to glimpse this morning. about loving yourself so much. But sometimes humor is a great way in. Sometimes it's a fantastic way in. Now, I'm not going to be there tomorrow morning in bed with you, but here's what I'm going to suggest. I'm going to suggest that you wake up and just try it. Right? Now, if your partner isn't here today, it could be a little awkward, so you might want to just do that quietly. Okay? Just take a chance. Just wake up and go, oh my God. Who's going to do that with me right now? Because that's just fun. Okay, so here's the thing. Oh my God, I love myself. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I love myself. I know, right?
That is such an amazing point and idea. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about, trying to remember how that felt like, one of your first crushes that you have, where you're just like so infatuated, and that person, they can do nothing wrong. They're perfect. They just show up and they're like, oh my God.
Oh, I know.
But why not have that for ourselves?
I know.
I was even thinking about too, how are we with our puppy dogs?
Oh, right?
Right.
And we look at those animals and we're like, oh my God, I love you so much. You're like my cat. Oh, you're just the sweetest, fluffiest, wonderful thing in the world. Why not look at Rebecca
That's right.
and do that?
That's right.
It's very important.
Even if the cat pees on the floor.
That's right. That's a good
That's
point.
another lesson.
Yeah, but that's a good point, right? Even when you do things that disappoint yourself,
But yes,
You mean
right? Even when you do things that disappoint yourself.
He hasn't, but I know.
What was that?
He hasn't
So
peed
you
on
and
the
your
floor.
spouse?
that I know.
Oh, good.
Side conversation.
He's like, but I might try it. You love me? So let's do it one more time. Are you game? Okay. Now, nice deep breath. Bring in all your energy. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I love myself. Tara, you're just so cute. Oh, all right, so we're running a little over because I was quite in love with that, wasn't I? Huh?
That's what happens when you're in love.
That's right, there is no time. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little meditation, and the music team's going to lead us into that. A nice deep breath. Get yourself real comfortable in your chair. I'm going to come out here with you, and just I'm encouraging you, if you're comfortable to do that, to go into meditation, to close your eyes. That's good. Very nice. Experiencing all that love that you just acknowledged to yourself, right? All that love. I am spirit, I am peace, I can feel the joy of release. Let my body go, let my thoughts gently flow. I am one with all. I am spirit, I am peace, I can feel the joy of release. Let my judgments go, let my love freely flow. I am one with all. You are one with all. Let yourself begin to expand. Notice where you have your point of attention. And take that attention and bring it to your breath. And very slowly bring in your breath and begin to release. And as you do that, release all thoughts of limitation. Become the universe. You see, you're not just a star, you're the whole universe. Imagine every cell in your body being a star. And you know you have so many cells. All the galaxies are within you. All the potential is within you. And you're just noticing and experiencing that. And whenever you start to feel a little bit of a limiting belief, love it and let it go. Release it. Release it into the bigger universe that you are. You can choose anything. There's no judgment. It's not about getting it right or wrong. It's about loving yourself and being in joy and letting that joy expand until you feel so full that you cannot be contained. You cannot be contained. As Billy Fingers was saying, as he felt himself going into the universe, and he was becoming the universe outside the body. Notice this, everything that either motivates you or limits you has nothing to do with your body. It's your thoughts. And where are your thoughts? Right? They live everywhere. Local and non-local consciousness. So it's not ever been about your body. That's just a great experience. It's never been about your job. It's never been about the money. It's never been about your health. It's always been about your thoughts. Let your thoughts become the universe. Be unlimited today. Be unlimited every day. And tomorrow morning when you wake up, hug yourself. Say, oh my God, I love you. You are amazing. Say this, I am amazing. I'm amazing. I am simply, most beautifully, the best love I've ever had. And I'm complete. With your next breath, just say that to yourself, if you will. Just quietly. I am complete. Because I am everything. And I am at choice to have any experience I want. As long as I come from the love, right? You can have any experience. But there are the centered, loving experiences where we do no harm to others. Even if we have to have the experience ourselves of limitation. You can't get this wrong. You can't. And it's not about getting it right. It's about loving yourself. And if that's okay, take a nice deep breath. And with that fullness of your spirit, start to bring yourself back into the room. That's right. Start to feel the chair under you. Now you're the universe within the universe within the universes. Welcome back to you. All right. Okay. Should go out today. What are you going to say?
Oh my God.
Oh my God, I love myself. And hey, and love everybody else too, okay? God bless you. Thank you for coming today. Let's have some community time.